This is going to be going over how to fight the hardest boss in the game, the Soul Collector. This is the Blue Pod interior boss, and despite being the first chaos that we unlock, the interior of it does have what is the hardest boss. So let's go right into it. We'll go over its mechanics, how to fight it, and what sort of stuff you might want to look for on this world to help you fight this thing. So, on its very first turn, it's going to summon the ads, and we actually got really lucky here. We hit Wanderer of the Void on our very first turn, which is one of the cards that you want to try and get to help you against this boss. So we're not going to get to see what this boss does on its very first turn because I have Wanderer of the Void, but after it takes one turn, or after you take one, or you play one card, it's going to summon a bunch of ads and give them extra action. We're not going to let it do that. We're going to hit it with Wanderer of the Void so that its action count does not decrease and it'll be stuck at 1. And we're going to get to basically skip its mechanic for 1 extra turn. The other card you're going to want to pick up is Rally. Rally is just straight up one of the best neutral cards in the game, and it's especially good here for 1 cost. It's 0 cost, but it's 1 draw. So even though it takes up a slot, you get 1 draw out of it, so it's basically a free card, plus it increases all action count by 3. Some of the epiphanies can give you stuff like morale just off of like a generic epiphany. It's pretty much completely free, but the action count is really important here, which we're going to see in a little bit. For now, we are going to give this guy vulnerable, and I don't want to pass my wave over yet, so we're going to skip this turn. So usually he would summon there, and then the way these guys work is every single time they act, they're going to give him a stack of rapid speed. We can't see rapid speed yet because they haven't acted yet, but rapid speed basically decreases the amount of action count he has up to a maximum of 9. So here he's at 11 and stacks up to 9, which means that he can get as low as 2. In that case, that's the worst case scenario. Every 2 cards you play, he'll take a turn and then he extra actions and does a strong attack afterwards. These guys, all of them here too, you can see when acting decreases extra action by 1 and they take another action. So pretty much if I play 2 cards here, then these guys are going to, or this guy in the front here is going to give him a stack of rapid speed, and then even if I end my turn after that, he'll give him another stack. So ideally you want to not do that, which sometimes is feasible, sometimes isn't. Sometimes you kind of just tank the extra turn. I'm going to apply AoE vulnerable here first, and here we can just kill this guy, which is really nice. You want to kill these guys as fast as possible. It was on the extra hit, so you can see he still acted and he got a stack of rapid speed. Reduces action count by 1. But at least we killed him, because he would have had an extra action and he would have given him an extra stack if we didn't kill him there. These guys are going to act here though, so even though I could play this and get a Glacial Iron Fist in, I'm actually going to skip my turn here, because if I do this, it's going to give him 2 stacks, or 2 extra stacks by doing that, so we're just going to skip here and hope we can kill one of them on the next turn. So you transformed one of these guys. Another thing about these ghouls is you have to kill them from left to right. You can't skip the order. As you can see, change damage taken to 0, and if the ghoul is positioned on the far left, remove soul sharing. Position on the far left is a bit of weird wording. It really just means that if this is the leftmost ghoul. So here we can kill this guy pretty easily. We can just do this, and then do this, and we still have 1 turn left to work with, so we're going to pull this out here, and then we can end our turn. He took his turn, now his rapid speed is at 4, and we're ideally going to kill this guy here, which shouldn't be too bad because we can just do this. As you can see how you do want to kill these ads really quickly. Some units like Tressa that like to spam a lot of cards aren't going to be super good here because you're just going to spam proc their extra actions, you want to kill these guys as fast as possible. And you can see here, the Soul Collector does give himself a bit of rapid speed. He gets a bunch of shield and 2 rapid speed. So he's going to be at 6. 6 is manageable. It's not that bad. It's really, if you let him get to 9, it's borderline unplayable, which I'm going to force proc his arms at some point. At least I hope I can, and we'll see exactly how that works. For now, we're just going to spam a little bit. So that's him just bloating your deck. He's loading your deck with anxiety just to make you cycle the turns more. I'm going to try and summon his arms here. I think I can... I'd have to skip my anchor shot, I think. Let's see. I have to play 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'd have to skip my anchor shot to do this, but it's fine, probably. I just want to show the arms coming out. So we're going to force him to take his extra turn. Usually you'd want to do your hit and not let him take a turn. That's 3. This is 4. And then let's play this to go over on the cost. Whatever, we'll just skip the anchor shot for now. So you see here, he's going to attack. And he's going to get his extra action, and his little arms come out. And this does way more damage. It especially starts ramping up. Like, you can see he's going to get morale every time he uses the arms. So pretty much every single time you let him get his arms out, he's going to do a bunch of damage, and it keeps on ramping up more and more damage. And this is why the emphasis is on not letting him get his actions. It's why Wanderer of the Void is so strong. And Rally, especially at the early stages of the fight when you have everybody alive, because when you rally, it's an AoE action count increase. It would increase everybody's action by 3. Rally pretty much guarantees that you get a bunch of damage and you get to play a bunch of cards. For now, because we decided to let him get his arms out, we're just gonna take the hit. And you have 2 morale from that, so we want to not let him do that anymore. And from here, you give him vulnerable. And you can also see that, like, just having 5, so you don't want him to let it take a turn at all. So whatever this number is, -1 is the amount of turns we get pretty much. 5 is much more manageable than 2. 2 means that you have exactly 1 card to play, where the next card you play after that would make his arms come out again. Something like this. I can even play this once, just to unbloat my deck a little bit, and then end my turn. But yeah, this fight doesn't look very hard at all, just because we managed to kill the ad super fast. If anybody has done this before, you definitely probably experienced exactly how annoying this fight gets when you don't manage to reduce the rapid speed by too much. But for now, I'm just going to finish off the boss. And that's it. Like I said, this run definitely is a disaster for a lot of people if you haven't, like, properly gotten either the cards that you need to fight this boss, or just, like, played the mechanics properly. Me getting that Wanderer of the Void turn 1 was really, really lucky. I didn't hit any rallies in this run. I was looking for it from the start. definitely. Like, when you're in Blue Pot, you want to look for Rally and potentially Water of the Void from the very start, just to help you deal with the boss. But this is how to fight the Soul Collector, which, for whatever reason, is probably the hardest boss in all of the Chaoses.